Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Bearded Bros podcast. We got Blackbelt Jones and Tommy P in the house.
What's up?
Yeah, thanks for being here, guys.
Hey, guys.
Blackbelt's second appearance, Tommy P, number 3. His second appearance, at the time we're recording this, I think it's dropping, I want to say, like, in the next couple days. I've done so many episodes recently. It's like the upload dates all kind of blend together.
You're a busy man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all good as long as the world eventually learns the truth. That's all I want.
100%.
Yeah.
No doubt. So how you guys doing?
Good, man. Good. Just busy. You know, the world is still a crazy place. Obviously, I don't know how things are in Canada right now and on Tommy's side of the world, but it's still pretty, hectic around here. And but some opportunities too. You know, we're finally able, like, as far as my world goes, like, I'm able to get some training in outside of just my guys in my gym now. And I got some things in the work now that a couple months ago weren't even feasible. So hopefully we keep that momentum going,
Yeah, 100%. Like, over here, like, I think the cases are going up, but, like, and there's a few areas that are, like, the major hotspots that they're like enforcing stricter regulations, but, like, where I'm at, it's definitely still, like, masks and social distancing and all that, but it's not as crazy as it was. And, like, I'm back in school now, so I'm pretty busy.
Nice, congrats, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's definitely good to be busy, but
yeah,
and hopefully back to work in the next little while. Tommy, you mentioned that you've been it's been pretty busy over there for you, like, with work and stuff like that. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh yeah, well, I'm super busy because of this virus thing. Because some of you may not know, but I work in a factory where we assemble camper vans and, like, those vehicles, and the number of the orders has tripled over this pandemic, because old people, they just want to travel, but they can't do it, so they buy vans and stuff, and they just, yeah, and so we have a lot to do. I have to work overtime, but not because I want to. They force us to do so.
Wow, that's crazy, man. I didn't know you did that. That's pretty cool, bro. So your shirt is actually not too far fetched. You do actually work in a motor, at least the motor industry.
Facts.
Look, we're both wearing shirts that kind of represent our lives. Look at
Yeah, facts.
that.
That's true.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if I missed something, but the connection is really bad right now. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
It's all good, man.
It happens. It's the struggle of using Zoom and, like, depending on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, I've even noticed the same thing. Like,
Yeah, right.
Because all my classes are all being run using Zoom. So, like, all the teachers are, like, at their houses, and there's sometimes where, like, happened to me a couple days ago or last week. One of my classes, the teacher, like, her Wi-Fi just, like, dropped for a second, and she just, like, disappeared out of the Zoom call. So we were all just kind of, like, sitting there, like, looking at each other, like, where'd she go? And then, like, I had another teacher, like, she was using a laptop and forgot that it was about to die, and then she was like, yeah, like, just bounced out because her laptop died, and somebody else became the Zoom host. And so it's definitely been interesting, like, navigating Zoom and school and all that.
It's weird times, man. It's weird times. They're it's actually even more so bizarre to me that we weren't, at least for the governments from all our nations, because you're talking to multiple cultures and nations here, right? So I'm more surprised that, like, all of our nations as a whole were not better prepared for something like this.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, it's just ridiculous to me. You're going to tell me, like, the U.S. military has never done, like, mass communications back and forth, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, something, a platform, not that Zoom is bad, because obviously we use Zoom and it's good, but there's not a stronger, communication platform that we can utilize that, doesn't have so many errors and, like, you guys have seen the stories about people, like, hacking Zoom, like when you're in the middle of a, meeting or
Yeah.
lesson and something crazy. Like, I just can't believe there's not more better precautions that were in place prior to this happening. It just shows you how, at least they're acting like we were completely unprepared for this and it caught us off guard, you know?
Yeah, that is a good point. Like, it's, yeah, because I feel like Zoom went from like being like very like obscure and like niche to like being huge like in a matter of weeks. Like,
Pretty much essential. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think they've been having some issues with like some like scaling up their infrastructure like so much like over such a like rapid like increase in use.
Yeah, which kudos to them for doing that, because obviously
Yeah.
obviously their dream was to grow this big, you know, or
Yeah,
whatever.
for
But
sure.
you know, but with all your businesses or whatever venture you're in, you want to grow it at like you want to grow quick, but not too quick. You don't want to
Yeah.
outgrow your capabilities, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I can't believe that, like, you can't tell me that the U.S. military the U.S. military is not using Zoom to communicate with each
No.
other. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely
So
got
there's
something
a
else.
there's
Yeah.
something else where like they don't skip a beat when they talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
for sure.
if they even gave us a slightly lesser technology, we'd be able to communicate better. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, some way that like uses like sensors or software or something to compensate for like people's like the internet itself is like like an unreliable connection. Like if there was some way to like counteract that and make it more like force it to be more reliable, like using some secret like government tech.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's there. It's there. They're just not releasing it. You know, they say that like we get the technology like maybe 10 years after the government's been using it or something, you know. I believe that.
Oh,
I believe
100%.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that would not surprise me at all. Yeah, it's yeah, definitely. Like I can imagine just like all like the Zoom executives just like one day they're like a little small like niche company that has like a few like 1,000 users to like overnight like basically like overnight becoming the like like even like it's
The
become
go-to platform. Yeah.
yeah, like even it's been so like it's so like integrated into society now that like the act of like video chatting or like having an online meeting has become like, oh, I have to go Zoom, like kind of like what's happened with like Google, like, oh, I'm like you don't say like I'm gonna go look something up, like you say I'm gonna go Google it, because Google's so like integrated into society now and so has like such a huge user base.
It's a go-to yeah, it's become the go-to. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm a little old, a little older than both of you, but prior to like Google, there was other, you know, internet search engines.
Yeah, true.
And they're non-existent now, man. Like I've tried to like just for fun, like I'll go back and I'll try to look up like an old search engine, and it's so crappy and outdated. So the ones like way back in the day, I don't know if you guys ever used this, but there was a web crawler.
No.
And they never heard of it, right? So web crawler, straight up, web crawler was the original Google, right? and then the competition for web crawler, and you can like look this up later, right?
Yeah.
And the competition for web crawler, there was another site called Ask Jeeves. And it was so corny, bro. It was like a cartoon butler, and he was Jeeves, right? and you would just it was, dude. It's Google. It's exactly like Google. There was you go to www.webcrawler.com, right? I remember this shit. God, I'm old now. And then you would type in the search bar like I don't know, cars with flaming naked chicks on it. Right. And then it would pop up, and you know that would be your essential your web search. But now it's like it's Google. Google dominated that market.
Yeah.
And pretty much just cutthroat wiped everybody out. You know. What do we got there? Does it even exist?
Yeah, this is the Ask Jeeves, but now it's saying Google custom search. Ask
Okay,
Jeeves
so go do like a Google search for Ask Jeeves, and then click on images and see if that little corny butler shows up. There, I saw him there. Click on images.
Yeah.
There's Jeeves. Look at Jeeves. Look at that.
Wow.
You son of a bitch. Welcome back. and that was it. So then web
That.
type in web crawler. That was the interest. I think it was like a spider. It was like this weird cartoon spider. I don't know where the idea for a crawling spider to search the internet came to be, but I guess Jeeves makes sense because throughout like history, when you watch movies, like, you know, the butler always had that wisdom, you know.
Facts.
You could always go to the butler, like when life was tough, you know, you would go to the butler. So I would go to Jeeves before I went to like a spider.
Yeah, totally.
Go back to that Google search for web crawler and click an image. I want to see like the old logo. If they even, I'm sure they have it somewhere. The internet, that's another thing too that's scary, bro. It's like if it's been on the internet, it ain't never gone, bro.
Yeah,
like,
facts.
you better hope you never had some shady shit on the internet, dude, because it will be found at some point.
100%. Yeah, and like that happens to like celebrities, like old tweets and stuff that they like made when they were like obscure and like non-existent. Like,
You know, and it's crazy to like crucify somebody for something that of the past, you know,
yeah,
that they you know, because we all change, bro. You know,
Yeah.
my mindset is not the same as when I was 16 years old or
Yeah,
when I was
totally.
21, you know. And well, at least most of us change. Some people just
Yeah.
stay stuck.
Yeah,
Like the
facts.
guy that's he's 49 and still was wearing his high school varsity jacket at the bar.
Yeah, facts.
He never let it go. He didn't change.
Yeah, yeah, because like that kind of guy, like that was his best, like that was his peak, was like
He
high school.
peaked
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, and then ever since then it's been downhill. Yeah. Oh man.
Tommy, so what's up with the like the parkour scene where you're at, man? That's really cool, bro. Like I knew like, so parkour is popular here to an extent, you know. There's actually like there's a martial arts version of parkour called tricking,
Oh, cool.
which is essentially like parkour, jumping, flipping and stuff, but with like, you know, doing some kicks, and it's like a, I don't know, it's like an alternate or generic version of parkour. So I've seen that like around me being like semi-popular, you know, coming from the martial arts world, but like straight parkour has always really interested me. How did you get into that, and how big is it like where you're at?
Well, I started about 10 years ago. It all began like because I was a skinny little dude, you know, didn't know anything. Like I was super weak and bad at sports and everything. So I found this on the internet, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. I like it. I went out and saw some rails, started jumping around, you know, and then I got better, and so I got better in everything, like sports. I started doing like playing football and other sports, and soon they like um, how do I say it? So they found me like, oh, you can do stuff, and do you want to be a gymnast? And I was like, oh, well, fine, I can do something. And then I started to go to competitions and such, and then slowly climbing the ladder, you know. Um, and so yeah, I got better at sports. So I was like, okay, parkour is super awesome. I'll keep doing it. And then I got better, better, better. And yeah, and, for some people, it's like they develop that style out of something else. So maybe some people, as you mentioned, are martial artists and they find parkour, so their style is different. It's like more powerful. And some people are gymnasts, so they develop a different style. And so, yeah, it differs. And it's like really helpful because, well, I haven't done anything in a good time. And the last time I went out to do some flips and such, I think you've seen it on Instagram. And I was like, well, I'm kind of rusty. Don't really want to do much. Then I was like, okay, there's a little front flip. And then I did it first try, clean landing. I was like, well, if you know something, you know something. Like you can't forget that. It's like a reflex. So it's really useful. And like I haven't moved in like months, and I'm still super fit, and it's really good for your body as well.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. I love it. So I don't get to do a lot of it, you know, but I do mess with. I was always kind of just like a strange kid, you know, just not I shouldn't say strange, because strange is relative, right? But just I was always, and it's still true today. I'm the fish that swims against the current. So like I was always like, you know, people were working out like inside of a gym lifting weights. I wanted to like do pull-ups on a tree or something. Or I'd go to a park and there would be like a bar for you to do push-ups on. I was like jumping over it and trying to balance on it and stuff, you know. So it's always fascinating.
Yeah.
I can't hit a backflip to save my life. I mean, I guess I could. I believe I could do it if I trained to do it. But you know, I don't do a lot of like flipping stuff. But I am a huge proponent, and I actually teach it in my classes when I teach people how to fall properly, right? Which is absolutely a trait that you need to have in parkour as well, because I always tell people, especially like, you know, in my world, it's, you know, throwing people and slamming people or getting knocked down. And an example that I always use when I'm teaching a lesson about it, we call it break falling. I don't know if you guys have a term for it, but I say you have to learn how to fall properly. I said what hurts people is not the fall, it's the sudden stop when you hit the ground, you know. So the key is, in the example I always use, I'm like, you look at these parkour guys, when they're running and jumping from a building top to another building top, how do they not crush their ankle when they land? And it's because of the momentum. They never let the energy stop. They let it dissipate by it rolling out, or, you know, continuing the motion going forward, or however you landed, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So it's super useful. It's useful for, you know, even a lesson as simple as that could teach people not to break their arm when they fall off of a bike. You don't want to reach out. It's better to tuck and roll and to keep the energy going forward, you know? So I think there's a lot of lessons in parkour that could, and then like you said, to keep you in shape. Like it's, I don't think people understand how fit you need to be in order to execute those movements, at least to execute it at a high, like anybody can kind of jump over a pole, you know, but like to jump and flip and to like hang and like it takes an extreme level of physicality to be able to do it, you know. So for me, it's almost like a form of martial arts. Like it is an art. It's a physical art that you have to master, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's super cool.
Well, the flips and all those things are, of course, not the basics.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you
a
have to
that's a
learn
higher
how
level
to
for
land
sure.
properly and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of time and practice to get good at that. And then Alex, you've been like you mentioned it earlier, like you're doing like MMA and that kind of stuff like at your gym. Like I don't remember. I think we may have covered it the last time you were on, but we have a bunch of new viewers since then. What made you get into that?
Man, I guess destiny. You know, like I said, like I just said a couple minutes ago or whatever. I've always been kind of the black sheep, the fish that swims against the current. You know, I never really liked what other people were doing.
Fair.
So I mean, like I you know, I did things like you know, as a kid, I think every parent, at least in, you know, in the United States, like every parent, you know, wants to put their kid into activities. So they put you in baseball, you know, different things. And that just never, I mean, I like it, you know, I enjoy sports to an extent, like common sports, I call them to an extent, but it just never really caught my interest, you know. While other kids were doing that stuff, I was watching, you know, Bruce Lee movies and Ninja Turtles and like Rocky and stuff, you know. So I always had this thing, this like fascination with human combat, you know. And I grew up in kind of a not kind of, it was a rough neighborhood. And you know, I'm Hispanic, but obviously, I mean, I'm a light-skinned Hispanic, you know. So I grew up as a light-skinned Hispanic, and I was a little chunky in like an all-black, you know, like tougher neighborhood. And I was too light skinned to be accepted by all of the like the black kids and some of the Spanish kids, but I was too dark to be accepted by some of the white kids. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyways, I kind of didn't fit. I just never really fit into any one bubble, you know. So anyways, I did experience some bullying, and I had to fight a little bit, you know, growing up. And I was like, yeah, you know, I don't want to get my ass kicked. So I want to learn. I want to do what Bruce Lee's doing. I want to do what the Ninja Turtles are doing. I said they seem to win when they get into fights, and I don't always win. So I kind of want to pick that up, you know.
For sure.
And mind you, I was like 4 or 5 years old experiencing this stuff. And even as I got older, I mean, I didn't get really good at martial arts until later on, but I always loved it. You know, I was just drawn to it. You know, and then as I did it, I was like, you know, man, I don't know. You know, now it's hard to think of myself doing anything else because it's my normal. You know, it's like if you grew up and in your household, you know, I don't know, they eat toast with, I don't know, mustard on it. And then you go to your friend's house and they're like, dude, why are you eating toast with mustard? You're like, what are you talking about? This is what we do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That like, it's my normal, you know, it's my normal. It's what's acceptable to me. So I have a hard time understanding sometimes when people don't take, and not everybody has to train to be like a high level fighter or anything, but I have a hard time understanding when people don't take self-defense, you know, have never taken self-defense classes or even want to be, you know, to study it at least somewhat to be able to defend yourself if that's the case. And then you can take that and go a step further and, you know, and compete and stuff, you know? So anyways, I got in because I wanted to learn how to fight. I wanted to learn how to fight. And then as I started doing it, I started, like I said, I wasn't initially very good, but no, everybody starts as a beginner, you know?
Totally.
And then I started to get pretty good. But I didn't realize, I'm my hardest critic, so I never even recognized myself as good. But I noticed that, like, I would hear the parents, like, talking about, man, that kid's good. And I'm like, me? You know? And then my instructors would, so another thing that would happen is, like I said, I was a heavier kid. And it got to the point where, I mean, I wasn't like, you know, needed to be in a wheelchair because I'm so fat or whatever, but I was a heavier kid and a bigger kid. Like I was kind of a bigger kid. And I could not be in a regular kids class because little kids but kids my age couldn't hold bags for me because I would just knock them over. Right? Yeah. So they, even at like 12 years old, 13 years old, they would put me in the adult classes. Wow. So I've been fighting adults and stuff, you know, people bigger than me my whole life.
Oh, cool.
And then even in the adult classes, they would be like, man, that kid's pretty good, you know? And so, you know, I think everybody in life wants to hear that they're good at something, you know? Totally. And when you find something that you are at least somewhat proficient at and you're passionate about it, you have a tendency to kind of stick with it, right?
Yeah, totally.
Whatever that may be. And that's it. And that's just the path that my life took. And obviously that's opened up different doors and avenues and things for me and hopefully it keeps going. My plan is to do this stuff for as long as my body will allow me to.
Yeah, for sure. And then how long have you had your own gym for?
Well, so I started, like I said, so like my instructors and stuff started to notice that I was pretty, you know, proficient at what they were showing me. And pretty early on, I would start getting pulled to be the assistant in the class.
Oh, cool.
And like, you know, it would start with like when the instructor wanted to demonstrate a move, they would pull me out of the group to like show the class how to do the move. So at a pretty early age, I started kind of like being an assistant instructor. And then I just wanted to train all the time, man. So I was like 16 years old and I would be training on my own, and then some friends would want to work. So anyways, I would be on the side, like while training, I would be on the side teaching a group of people, or like teaching my friends some like basics and stuff. But it was really just enough to get them up to where like I was trying to get my friends to like spar with me, because I wanted to get more sparring time in.
Yeah.
And it yeah, never really went too well. But they yeah, so I've been like teaching and assisting in teaching since I was like 16 years old. And then I would go around to different gyms. You know, I've trained in different styles, and in those gyms, the same thing would kind of happen. After a little while of me training, an instructor would be like, "Hey, man, you know, I'm going to be out of town for a week. Do you mind covering classes?" And they would have me fill in to teach classes. And then it would happen that while I was, and this wasn't my intention, but I would teach a class. And then some of the students would be like, "Dude, we love the way you teach." Like they wanted to get like private lessons from me. They wanted to learn what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was in no way like trying to like steal students or anything. It would just happen that guys, and I would even turn people down and be like, "Look, I don't feel right doing it, but I'll work with you a little bit to give you some pointers, you know."
Mm-hmm.
And then probably I want to say 2017, about 2017.
Mm-hmm.
2016, 2017, I kind of had a falling out with a place that I was training at.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I'm like, everywhere I'm going, people want to learn from me, and I'm not finding what I want out of the places that I'm going to. Now, I'm not saying that other places aren't good. I'm just saying I wasn't finding the environment that I found conducive to learning and training, right? So then I was like, you know what? I was like, maybe I'll just start kind of doing my own thing and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it just grew. My intention was, I mean, I always, of course, you know, I dreamt of having my own gym and stuff. Everybody dreams of whatever they do being the highest level at it. You know,
totally.
like if you're you know, an extreme video game player, of course, at some point you imagine yourself playing in $1 million tournament or something.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
you're like, oh man, how awesome would that be? You know.
Yeah.
But my intent was not to like open up my own spot. I started just doing private lessons. I would do one-on-one, and I would go to like a local gym and you know, be teaching strength and conditioning. But during my workouts, I would throw in a little bit of, you know, boxing and kickboxing, because that's the way I do cardio. Like I'm not a person that goes like running. Like I hate it. I don't like doing that stuff.
Yeah, fair.
So my cardio comes from like kickboxing, sparring, and like wrestling and stuff. I think it's the best form of cardio, and it keeps me the most engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Because when, like, for an example, like if you go out for a run, I don't care if you love running, right? When you go out for a run, there comes a point where you will eventually, if you feel like slowing down, you'll stop and catch for a second, right? Well, so lessons to these, it's just like a fitness boot camp. And that's why fitness comes first in the title, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts. So,
yeah.
So I started off just teaching fitness and strength and conditioning, but I was throwing some martial arts drills in there.
Cool.
And then people were like, you know, man, we want to do more of that kickboxing stuff. So I was like, you know what? I was doing this once a week, mind you, right? And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll add a kickboxing day and see how many people show up, like if they really want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And people started showing up.
Cool.
And I was like, okay. And then people would see videos of me grappling, and they wanted to learn the wrestling and jiu-jitsu and stuff that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So everything just kind of developed out of people wanting to do it with me.
Cool.
And then of course me wanting to do it, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh man, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird.
Jordan!
Your connection is really crazy. What the?
Yeah. I can't, your guys' video just, I can't see your guys. I don't know what just happened there. Alrighty, yeah. Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties. Zoom just decided to just shut down the meeting for a second, but it somehow kept recording. So when I watch this back, like when I'm editing it, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the like what it does during the playback. Man.
It'll just be cut into 2 segments.
Yeah. Yeah, most likely. Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, friggin' Zoom. But yeah, so like we all met through TBS. And then but I kind of want to, because I've been like experimenting with like other companies recently for my my new like YouTube series that I'm working on. I was curious if you guys have tried any other products that you've liked or that you haven't liked like in the past.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, TBS was not my first foray into the beard world. It was my first time being an ambassador for a beard brand. I've been represented, or I have represented and have been represented by other companies being sponsored and stuff for mixed martial arts stuff and training. But it was my first foray into like working with one specific company for like a men's line, which was cool.
Yeah.
And they're good products. I'm not going to say they're not good products. They're really good products. But there are other products out there.
Yeah.
And prior to trying TBS stuff and being an ambassador for them, I tried a couple of things. I tried a couple of stuff. Actually, you know what? I never put anything in my beard at all until I was working. I don't know if we've ever gone over this before, but I also have a barber's license. I'm not active anymore, but I was a barber for many years. And I worked in a couple of high-end barbershops. And when you work in these barbershops, people come through always trying to like pitch you products. They want to sell you like a new hair gel for you to use on your clients and stuff. And a dude came in to get a haircut, and he was a representative for a product line company.
Okay.
And I cut his hair, and obviously he can't sell me hair gel, right?
Yeah.
So he saw that I had a little bit of a beard going, and he's like, "Man," he goes, "What do you use for your beard?" And I said, "Nothing really, bro, to be honest with you." And he goes, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'm gonna bring you something for you to try."
Oh, cool.
And he literally came back like, probably, I thought, guy's full of shit or whatever. He came 2 days later with some beard balms from a company called Gibbs. Okay. I think they're called Gibbs.
Okay.
Yeah, Gibbs. And he brought me like 2 of them, two different scents or 2 different styles. He brought me like, it was an all natural one. I forget what they're called now. The all natural one, and then one that was a little more perfumey, had like a cologne-ish like scent to it.
Okay.
And I had never, put anything in my beard, and I was like, I'll try it. I was like, why not? And then that got me into becoming that got me more into beards. Like, I've always kind of naturally had a beard and scruff, but I never like really wanted to grow like a full-on beard. So that got me into beards. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm always hitting my clients up. Like, I hit them with that's the brand right there. Yeah, cool. Gibbs. I'm always lining up my clients' beards and stuff with the straight razor. I was like, what if I start offering some more like in-depth like beard care? So then I started looking up like the popular brands, and a very popular brand in the barber world, in the hair world. I think the green one right there, the Tree Hugger, is that the natural one? All like organic or whatever. Go up a little bit or scroll down. Rather.
Yeah.
The green one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the like vegan, right? It says vegan or something. Yeah. So that was a natural one. That was one of the ones I tried, and then I forget what the other one was. Oh, cool. But anyway, so I looked up what's like a popular brand. I didn't necessarily look up what the best brand was, what the popular one was. Yeah. And there's a brand that's ultra popular in the barber world, and Dean will probably contest to this as well. Actually, I'm curious if in the UK there is popular, but there's a brand called Elegance. And I was using, their hair gels and stuff on my clients, and I saw that they had a beard oil. And I was like, you know what? Let me try that. So that was my first foray into beard oil.
Okay.
and they smelled amazing. But, you know, me being like the health and fitness person that I am, even with like my protein powders, I don't like a lot of like artificial fillers and stuff in it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I saw that there was all these like extra chemicals and stuff in it. And I'm not saying that it's not a good product and it doesn't work, but me personally, I don't like a lot of extra chemicals into whatever I'm putting in my body or on my body.
Yeah, fair.
So the Elegance smelled amazing, but it has all these like extra like chemicals in it. So I was like, man, I want to find something more natural. And then that sent me on the hunt for what was the best natural products. And then I went down the rabbit hole there.
Yeah.
So that led me to like, you know, Honest Amish.
Oh yeah, cool.
Great Before Shave, TBS.
Yeah.
Cremo.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about the Cremo brand earlier, me and you.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and then just you know, a couple other ones. So yeah, I mean, I've tried different things, man. So, and then I have the perspective of also being a barber and knowing what's good for skin and hair, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So TBS, you're missing out by not utilizing my wisdom. Boom boom.
Facts. Tommy, what about you? Any other ones that you've tried?
Well, I started growing my beard when I was 15.
Okay.
So I had no money and no information about all this stuff. So it was really patchy back then. Well, it still is, but you know, it's a little fuller. I had like first like a circle beard and then like a little line here, I don't know the name. And I had super bad routines. Like I washed it with normal shower gel and stuff,
No.
and then when I dried it, I used the hairspray on it
Oh my god!
to make it look thicker.
But you didn't know though. You didn't know, you know. So yeah. But obviously, we know now that's really unhealthy for
yeah.
Yeah.
Hairspray. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, that's such a dark era. I mean, like, and then I started using something else, just a random thing I found in the drugstore or wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I remember the first beard oil was from my ex-girlfriend. Okay. And then I started using normal beard care products.
Yeah. Cool.
I tried lions and tigers and bears. What else was there? Oh, Beard Brand. Beard Brand is super awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I want to try them at some point.
Their scents are super dope.
Yeah.
And I tried TBS, and yeah, that's what I've been using recently.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
It's like my beard evolution throughout the years. That's
yeah, for sure. Yeah, like before I joined TBS, I had a beard, but I didn't know anything about like beard products, and then I found TBS and you started using them, and then like recently I've been like researching like other companies and like trying other stuff like I bought beard oils from like just like random like department stores for like $6-7, and then like also tried like $20 $25 beard oil from like TBS and also from Educated Beards, which I'm using right now. But like going into TBS, like I didn't know a lot, but now that I know more, like I'm experimenting and like expanding my knowledge of like the industry.
I think that's true to anything, man. Like you start off like, you know, I'm going to use the gym as example. You know, you go into it, like when you first go, hardly no one, I can't think of anybody that goes into a gym and knows what the hell they're doing when they first start off, you know? So everybody's just like, oh yeah, I'll use those machines because that guy's using it, you know? Yeah. And they'll be like, yeah, I'll use, you know, I'll use hairspray in my beard because why not? It holds it, you know, no, I'm not making fun of it. It's true. Like we're just trying things because we think it's a good idea. Yeah, but then as you start, you know, becoming educated on a topic, you hopefully you become educated, right? You start evolving, and then you see the results of hopefully you see the results of evolving and
Oh,
learning more.
100%.
Same thing with your beard. You don't know what to do. You don't take care of it. And it's like, okay, I'll start using general store products.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, this is better than when I was doing nothing with it. And then they're like, oh man, let me use higher end products. And it's like, oh, now I'm really seeing a difference.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? So, you know, it's true of anything. Whether it's learning guitar or learning parkour or learning music or whatever it may, you know, whatever it may be, martial arts, whatever, you go as far as you want to go with it, as far to seeing the results, you know.
Yeah, totally.
It depends on how deep down the rabbit hole you're willing to go.
For sure.
And some people become obsessed, man. Like I know some people that have even looked into, like Tommy talked about, having a like a patchy beard. You know, a lot is genetics, and you got to kind of rock what you have, you know. Like even if I wanted to, I'll never rock a man bun, right?
Yeah, fair.
and I never want to rock a man bun. I'm gonna be clear about that.
Fair.
So, but you know, some people have gone as far as talking about getting like surgery, like surgical implants to have a fuller beard and stuff. And I'm like, that's a little much, man.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if that's your dream. I don't know.
No.
I can't say. I just I'm very big on just rocking what you have, bro. Work with what you got. Work with what you got. Own that shit, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I feel like with like kind of like with beards, like you go in like expecting to like just trying products, and then you go in expecting to have a full beard like in a couple weeks, but like it's not that easy. It takes time.
Well, and part of that is bullshit marketing. Like I hate that like it's not truthful. It's gonna help. It's gonna help. You're gonna have a fuller, healthier looking beard, but it's not gonna magically make you grow a beard or grow hair where there's no hair. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen that from a few different companies. It's like
a lot of because that's what people want to hear, bro. Because that's what people want to hear. You know. You know how much money I've lost out on because I won't lie to people.
Yeah,
I've lost out on money because I won't say train with me for 30 days and you'll have ripped 6-pack abs because it's not true. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
But people will sell that shit and they make money. They make money off of it because that's what people want. They want a magic pill. They want a magic oil. They want that. They want the snake oil. They want the magic elixir that's gonna, you know,
100%.
make them a monster in the bedroom. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, it's definitely, you gotta be patient with it and don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype. You know that song, Jordan?
Oh yeah.
Tommy, you know that song? Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. I want to say it was from Rocky 5. We can't. I don't know. I don't think. Can we play a clip of it?
I'll look up the name of it, but I know I can't play. Like actually, like we've had like Garrett and I have had times recently that we've been like watching like Instagram videos that have music in them and gotten copyright claims for them. So like, and I'm like, but it's on YouTube, like it's on Instagram. It's like,
I know it's back. It's that Celine Dion thing again.
Facts. Oh, hold on, pause. All right. I'll pull up the video and I'll put a link down below in case anybody wants to check it out. But yeah.
I'm just trying to confirm if it was in the Rocky movie.
Yeah, that's the song. Link down below. Don't believe the hype.
I mean, it's definitely Public Enemy. I know that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Public Enemy.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely picture that song being in some like fighting, like martial arts type movie. Like back in like the 80s, 90s.
That's in my earbuds while I'm walking through the grocery store, bro.
Fair.
I clip my toenails to that song, bro.
Fair. Yeah. Yeah, like I was talking to somebody recently, like if you're just like if you're like showering or like clipping your toenails or whatever, and you're just like kind of sitting there in silence, I feel like it's kind of weird. Like music just makes it like it's like more of an experience. Like
If you want to take it a step further, you're sitting in silence while you're cutting off a part of your body.
True. Yep. Facts.
That's intense, bro.
Yeah. Facts.
So,
Oh man. That's funny. Yeah. But yeah. Like, kind of like we've kind of touched on it before, like when you guys have been on the podcast, but with like you guys like both like in the content creation space, has there anything that you've learned like recently that's like taken like your Instagram, like whether the content itself or like the engagement to like to the next level, or like something that you've been like practicing more?
well, for me, it's I had got sick with COVID, and that took me out of the loop for about a month and some change.
Yeah.
So obviously the concern at that time was not like filming content and stuff. I had
Yeah,
to
totally.
do things in the real world here, right?
Yeah, facts.
So I've kind of been out of the loop, and I haven't really lost too much of my audience,
Mm-hmm.
but I've noticed that you need to stay active and engage with your audience, right?
Totally.
And so like I have all these ideas and things that I'm going to start filming now, but I had to get back up to speed and caught up,
Mm-hmm.
physically and then and stuff in life to be able to start putting out content again. But
Yeah, totally.
yeah, I guess it's just a matter of staying fresh with your content.
Yep.
And staying active as well, whether
Yep.
you want to or not. Like you
Yep.
you will lose your audience I shouldn't say you will lose some of your audience.
Yeah,
if
totally.
If they don't feel that they're getting value from watching you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So
yeah, totally. Tommy, what about you? Anything that you've learned or experimented with or like gotten better at recently, like with regards to content creation? Can you hear me?
Oh, it's so bad. Like there's such a big delay right now,
Oh,
and it's super laggy. That's why I don't really, react to stuff. I'm
fair.
sorry.
Yeah, no, all good. But like, what's something that you've learned with like kind of connected to content creation recently, or like photo editing or any of that kind of stuff?
Well, I mean, I don't really post anything right now. Oh my, what happened to my voice? Um, sorry.
Yeah,
Um, because I already said I'm super busy, but as
yeah.
I started being more active and started to post more, I gained like around 500 followers
Oh,
or
nice.
so, and like 200 likes on average.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like decreasing right now because I'm not active. It's
Yeah, fair.
like why do you follow me then if you don't,
Yeah, it's true.
if you don't follow me? It's like super annoying.
Yeah,
It's demotivating.
yeah, yeah. I feel that way. Like people will follow you and then like engage for a little bit, and then just like stop engaging. Like there's guys that have like followed me for the last few months that like still like on paper follow me, but I haven't gotten any engagement from them like in forever. So it's kind of they kind of just go ghost
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely staying consistent is definitely a definitely key. And like I feel like I've been like definitely been like working on staying consistent. But I feel like I'm consistently posting, but I feel like my like I don't know how it's been for you guys recently, but I feel like my engagement has been like decreasing like on every post. I don't know if it's like more people are at work or like I don't know what it's about, but it's just yeah, engagement and like social media in general is a weird thing.
I think that, yeah, I think you kind of touched it. It has to do more with the state of the world right now, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
people are, a couple months back, engagement was super high
Yeah,
because
facts.
people weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
You know, so you really had, there's only so much, you know, TV you can watch. So people were on social media a lot.
Yeah, facts.
And now, you know, I don't know about in Canada, but like in the US, like schools are starting up again.
Yeah.
Like my daughter's doing online, she's doing a class right now, you know,
Yeah.
while we're talking.
Yeah.
So, you know, people are in school, they're trying to
Yeah.
get in the groove of getting back to work and stuff. More jobs have kind of opened up a little bit, you know.
Yeah, totally.
And people are, you know, they're busy now. And I think some people too, myself included, have kind of, I think sometimes everybody kind of reaches, well, I don't think everybody does, but there's a lot of people that eventually reach a point where you'll stop and go, why the hell am I spending so much time on social media?
Yep, facts.
You know, and that's there was a while there when, like, going back to when nobody was doing anything, right? We had a lot of free time. I was trying to like put out like a good strong post almost every day, you know, or every other day.
Yeah, totally.
And then it's like, you know, dude, I got shit to do in the real world, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be like I don't want to be an online superstar. Like, I want to do shit in this life and in this world.
Yeah,
you know?
facts. Yeah.
So I can't spend all day trying to make the hottest beard oil advertisement. I mean, I'll drop a fire beard oil advertisement for you.
Yeah, facts.
But if the money's not there, you know, I got other things I got to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Like, you can only spend so much, like, you only spend so much time with like doing something that's like not bringing in like revenue. Like,
well, it's hard to stay motivated, you know,
totally.
if you don't see a reason to be doing it, you know.
Facts.
But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I think we've been going close to an hour, so we'll we can wrap up and do a part 2 soon. But yeah, I'll have these guys linked down below. Check out their Instagrams, show them some love, as well as their TBS discounts if you want to buy some oils. Yeah, thanks for hopping on, guys. This is a fun time. Definitely get a part 2 going soon.
No, it was awesome, Tommy. It was great to actually finally hear your voice, bro. And I don't. Those of you that don't know, Tommy is the only person to kick me in the face in probably the last 7 years or so.
True.
There's a video online, if you guys can find it, like an Easter egg hunt of Tommy kicking me in the face. He's the only man to be able to do that in like 7 years. All right. So.
Yeah. Instagram. Yeah, check Instagram. Yeah.
Oh
sweet.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Alrighty, so thanks for watching, everybody. New episodes dropping soon. Show some love to these guys. Check out the YouTube channel, subscribe, do all that. Blackbelt's got a YouTube channel as well. Show that some love. Yeah, cheers.
Take care, guys.